Stay tuned and let's check out this Marvel Legends The Watcher Build-A-Figure Wave What If Zombie Hunter Spidey. Pow and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And remember, you can now hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Quite simply show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Today we are taking a look at the Marvel Legends The Watcher Build-A-Figure Wave, aka the Disney Plus Wave 2 What If Zombie Hunter Spidey. Now, this was the figure or the character design we knew little amount because we were like, why is he a zombie hunter? Why has he got Doctor Strange's cape, it seems? But now we've seen the episode, it all makes sense. Obviously, there's a mishmash of heroes together going against the zombie apocalypse. Some heroes have already turned into zombies, like poor old Captain America, who we got in figure form. So it's only right we got one of the zombie hunter squad, and that is Spidey right here. It would have been great to get a certain accessory, which I'll get into as we go along. But in regards to accessories, he doesn't seem to have a Build-A-Figure piece. He does come with the Doctor Strange cape, interchangeable fisted hands, and of course an unmasked and masked Spider-Man head. Even though I know it's an animated format, but it doesn't really look like animated Tom Holland. But we'll take a closer look in a minute, spin it around, and we get an image from the actual show as well, which is nice. I think there you go, he's wearing Strange's cape a lot better. We get a little write-up that reads, Zombie Hunter Spider-Man is in a ragtag group of survivors fighting his way through a zombie-infested world. And again, I love that ragtag crew. And then as always, you get a list of all the figures in this wave you need to build the Watcher Build-A-Figure. Today we're reviewing Zombie Hunter Spider-Man. So as I said, figure looks great. Let's send a special thank you to... Go and check out iComicIndustries.com. Full range of action figures, including the newest waves and latest pre-orders of Marvel Legends. With Star Wars, Power Rangers, G.I. Joes, imports and more. Go and check them out for yourself. iComicIndustries.com. And follow them on Instagram at iComicIndustries. And remember, international shipping. Both UK and US no longer have to worry about those exclusives. All the links are in the video description. Much appreciated links in the description as always. Let's open up Spider-Man. So here we have Zombie Hunter Peter Parker out of the box with all of his accessories. So he's already wearing his Doctor Strange cape. He has an interchangeable mask, some interchangeable hands, and also an interchangeable leg. But of course, that's not for him. That is for the Watcher Build-A-Figure. So you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel. Check out the playlist, as once I've reviewed all the figures in this wave, we will be building and checking out the Watcher. But I'll move that to one side. Today is about Peter Parker himself. So if we remove that cape, then we'll be able to see that this is a version of an MCU design. Just the colour palette is a little bit different. But still, you swap out the head, you've got yourself an MCU Spider-Man, just in animated colours. So yeah, this should be pretty good. And we've also got a head that doesn't look anything like Tom Holland, even in animated format. So you may be able to use this as a regular Peter Parker head somewhere else in the collection. But we shall try all of that. But let's zoom in and take a closer look. Now, if I remember correctly, in the actual What If show, it was Tom Holland that voiced Peter Parker still. And again, they are based off MCU characters. So this should technically be a Tom Holland in animated format. However, I do not see it at all. Just looks like a generic face. It doesn't look bad or anything. It just doesn't look like Tom Holland, which is what it's meant to look like. So that's why I think we'll be able to use this on other Spider-Man figures, which we will do some head swaps as we move into review. But let's just first check out this figure for what it is. So obviously he's wearing Doctor Strange's cape. So if we spin it around, you can see it actually has some nice sculpted detail there for Doctor Strange. No paint detail though at all. They've skimped on that. It is all just one maroon bit of plastic, but it does have a bit of gold there for the clasps on the corners, and there's no peg or anything like that. No peg on Spider-Man either. It will just sort of rest and sit over his shoulders, but it makes him a little bit back heavy, so it's all about balance. But it doesn't look too bad at all. There are the sculpted details, as I said, and the collar is nearly as big as his head as it is, which is fine. It should be oversized for Peter Parker. So that's that. So let me move that, and I mean, it's a hardish plastic. You can crunch it up, but it's not super soft either. But let's swap that out. So there's the head on its own. As I said, just a generic guy at this point with the side parting. No paint detail in the hair. Yeah, just a bland, generic guy face sculpt. But we can swap that out And now we get a more familiar masked Spider-Man that has those same sculpted details, the nice white eyes with the black outline, very nicely done. Obviously, this is Spider-Man's MCU outfit, as this is the Homecoming logo. I think it's the Homecoming one. Definitely an MCU logo all the same. That same logo is on the back. And the blue is a lighter shade of blue than I'm used to seeing. Maybe it's the black outline that's making it pop a little bit more. But we've got the blue, the black, and the red. And again, all these sculpted details for the webbing, even on the front here, very nicely sculpted. But a black wash or some paint in these lines would really make it pop a little bit more. But it's still nice to see the lines sculpted on the figure at least. But yeah, some detail or wash would really make the sculpt pop a little bit more. Those same details with the web designer on the bout and go all the way around to the back as well, to be honest. Same with the boots. You can see that sculpted web detail. And his boots are a little bit dirty. You can see there's like a little bit of brown on those boots. He's been stepping in some mud. There's also a random patch there on his leg and then a random patch there on his torso piece. So it's mad. I know that he's living in a sort of world inherited by zombies, but he's kept his suit relatively clean apart from there and his feet. So just a few random splotches of dirt don't seem very good. I'd rather they make it a little bit crustier rather than these 3 random spots. But I understand what they're going for, but they just annoy me now. I don't think they're done great. On the back though, as I said, logo's nice, and other than that, he's very clean indeed. Even the arms have the nice sculpted detail. He's got these wrist pieces that we see in the MCU, I'm sure. So we got that on that side, that on that side. They are glued onto the wrist as well. They don't seem to be moving. 2 web swinging hands, as you would expect, and it seems, again, this may be just me, maybe it doesn't come across on camera, it seems like the red of the plastic for the hands are more brighter than the red of the plastic on the arms. It just seems like it's a brighter red. Maybe it's not coming across on camera, but in person that definitely seems a little bit off. It doesn't match to the plastic of the actual Spider-Man figure. We do get interchangeable fisted hands, and again, they don't seem to match the red of the outfit perfectly. They seem a little bit off. I guess the wrist sort of gauntlet piece there helps break up and you don't really notice it too much. But yeah, definitely 2 different colours there, I think, on both sets of hands compared to maybe all 3 are a different colour red at this point. Again, not a big deal, but I can notice it anyway, especially when I'm zoomed in like this. But other than that, again, the black outlines are very crisp against the blues and the reds. And it's a nice Spider-Man. Like, if you just like Spider-Man, there you go. You've got another Spider-Man design to add to your Spider-Man Hall of Armor. Is that a thing? I guess it could be. Or your Spider-Verse, if you want. So yeah, generic MCU Spider-Man with a Doctor Strange cape. But it is, now it makes sense. We've seen the episode. Obviously, he takes the cape of levitation and along with that ragtag crew. As I said, in regards to accessory pieces, that is all he comes with, those interchangeable hands and this head. It would have been great if, personally, we got a Scott Lang head in a Futurama jar. That would have been spot on for this episode, especially as they are 2 of the survivors. Spoiler alert! Sorry, I probably should have said spoiler alert first. But let's check him against some other MCU Spider-Men. So here we have Zombie Hunter Spider-Man compared to a couple of MCU version of Spider-Man, and this is the Homecoming, and I believe this is Far From Home, I think. But all 3 logos, as you can see on the chest, are a little bit different. The Spider logo on the Spider Hunter is a lot bigger. I actually like it more because it stands out a little bit more compared to the others. Obviously, they're not wearing Doctor Strange's cape, but they could be. As I said, it will just sort of go over the shoulders of a figure, and there you go. Now any MCU Spider-Man can wear a Doctor Strange cape, so that can swap around no problem at all. And because there's no peg, it sort of just rests on the shoulders, and it actually looks pretty good on the Far From Home one, doesn't it, to be honest? But let me take that off, and I want to just show you the back of these figures so you can sort of see, again, even on the back, the logos are different, so it makes me think that this Zombie Hunter Spider-Man, even though it seems familiar as it's an MCU style outfit, is a completely new mold. I don't think they've used it yet unless it compares to a different Spidey that I've not pulled out for comparison. But if it does match up with any figure we've already got, let me know in the comments. But for me, I think it could be brand new as the logo is different. And as you can see, the colour blue are a little bit different. The reds, not so bad, but the blues are definitely different here. But I want to see if that Tom Holland head will go on this, and then maybe we can try this head on some comic Spider-Man in a minute. So just to clarify, this Homecoming Tom Holland head will not fit on the peg. I think if you warmed it up and give it a squeeze, it would, but then I'd warp the hole, so I'm not going to do that. But you can see it would actually look pretty good if it would pop there on the neck. So that would look pretty good. Here's the more recent Spider-Man unmasked head that we've got in that Walmart exclusive or Target exclusive. I can't remember. But there you go. That fits on here a lot nicer. This is the brand new Tom Holland head, the latest one we've got from Marvel Legends. And that pops on this body no problem at all. So now if we put his cape on here, now we could have a more accurate looking zombie hunter Spider-Man with an actual Tom Holland head rather than this guy. As I know it's an animated format, but that's not Tom Holland, right? No similarity there at all. This time let's compare him to a couple of comic versions of Spider-Man. So we have the retro body here and then the pizza Spider-Man body here. So let's compare him. So let's take the cape off. Will the cape go on any of the others? Oh, I guess it will. So yeah, the cape will just fit on the retro one nicely, actually. The shoulders hold it really well. And the pizza Spider-Man too. So again, this Doctor Strange cape, you can pass it around in the collection. Anyone can wear it. But I'll move that out of the way. And there we have our sort of animated Spider-Man based on the MCU version compared to these two. As you can see, the logos are completely different and more, as they should be. Even the blue, again, is a lot lighter on this animated version compared to the others. But what I was most interested in, to see if this Tom Holland head sculpt would actually fit on any of the other comic heads. So yes, it will fit on the retro Spider-Man. And I know this is technically an animated version of Peter Parker, but let's be honest, this could work in a comic display, no problem at all. As it's not live action and it's not based off any particular likeness, I do think this would work in a comic display as a regular Peter Parker amongst your Spider-Man figures. So it works on a retro body. Will it work on the pizza? And again, yes, it does. The neck is a little bit longer, but it definitely fits on here and it works pretty nicely. But this sort of look definitely gives me more of Andrew Garfield vibes than it does of Tom Holland. And it's meant to be based off Tom Holland. Maybe it's just the shape of the head, but it works on these comic Marvel Legends. That is what I wanted to know. So you have options, and we know what we like around here. Options. Here we have them compared to the other figures I've already reviewed from this What If wave so far, all from Disney Plus's What If. Of course, Captain Carter, the T'Challa Star-Lord, and the Doctor Strange Supreme. And I do think that Peter Parker here is appropriately scaled compared to the rest of these figures, as at this point he's still a teenager, isn't he? So the body is a little bit shorter and he fits in very nicely with this ragtag crew. And of course, what would Zombie Hunter Spider-Man be without some zombies to fight? So here we have Zombie Captain America that comes in this What If Watcher Build-A-Figure wave as well. So these two definitely go together on a shelf. Again, it just makes me want more zombies. Spider needs more zombies to hunt. And since this is technically an animated version of Peter Parker, how does he fit in with the Spider-Verse figures? I don't think it's too bad at all. And again, what if the Spider-Verse were in the MCU? Now we know. Here we have Peter compared to Captain Britain and nobody else. Nobody else is there. And last but by no means least, here we have the Zombie Hunter Spider-Man compared to Frogman and Worthy Hellfire Hank. So as Peter's up there on the rotating base, on the flight stand, I just wanted to show you that you can still get him into some great poses. I never really went through articulation because I was more concerned about where this guy would fit and how we could use it in a display. But the articulation is very nice. Basically, it's an MCU stylized Tom Holland Peter Parker Spider-Man. So if you have any of the Tom Holland versions of Spider-Man in Marvel Legends form, you sort of know what range of movement to expect on this figure, which is decent. Like, it is nice enough. You can undoubtedly get him in some nice poses. But remember though, the cape, for example, doesn't plug into the figure. It just balances on his shoulder. So you can't use the flight stand on the cape. I've actually got the flight stand around his waist and the cape is still balancing on his shoulders. But again, you can get him in nice poses, undoubtedly. Now we just need more zombies for him. Zombie Cap is nice, but we need some more zombies in figure form. And again, I'm sure if we're patient, we will get them. But again, this episode was very good. So hopefully we get more of the ragtag crew in the future. I'd like that. We are getting a zombie episode, well, a zombie season on What If. That has been confirmed on Disney Plus Day. So maybe we'll see Zombie Hunter Spider-Man again. We don't know. Time will tell, but we have him in figure form and it's a very nice figure all the same. So you let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, who else from that episode would you like to see get the zombie treatment in Marvel Legends form? We've got Cap. Who else do you want to see? Let me know in the comments below. But as always, if you like reviews, you like Marvel Legends reviews, you're in the right place. Go to the videos tab, find the playlist, but most importantly, please, 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 hit that subscribe button. Much appreciated. You can also hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Quite simply show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. And remember, go and show some love and check out iComic Industries for helping me out with this What If wave. It's a great wave and much appreciated to them. And again, if you like Marvel Legends and you like exclusives and you like some great customer service, links in the description. Go and check them out. But as always, follow me on Instagram. It's Dan Who. I'm on Twitter at Dan Who Reviews. And until then, I will of course see you on the next one.